The coaches of Arsenal Strength talk fitness, nutrition, and building a healthier Pittsburgh, one podcast at a time. For the video version, head over to arsenalstrength.com. Now, here's your host, Brooks DeFury.
What is the difference between a ginger and a brick?
I have no idea.
Bricks get laid. What do you
Nice.
What do you get when you cross a Jamaican and a ginger?
I have no clue.
A gingerbread mom.
Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Keep them
Those are
coming.
the only two that I could find.
Keep them coming. I've honestly never heard either of those.
I was dying last night.
Yeah, those are amazing.
I was crying.
Gingerbread man.
Gingerbread mon. All right, well,
That's awesome.
Welcome back to the Arsenal Strength Podcast. This is Brooks DeFury, and I'm standing here with Nick and Nikki Orsborn.
Hello.
Hi.
What's up, guys? Very grateful for them being here today, and they have a special place in the Arsenal family because they're like the first family of Arsenal Strength.
That's right.
I think the first three members were Camille Webb, who was like working out by herself for a good week before Nikki found us on, where was it?
Next door, Lawrenceville.
Yeah, next door, Lawrenceville. Sent Alex down, and then Alex just started forcing Nick to come. So I think for
exactly.
the first,
Get off the couch, Nick.
Yeah. He's like, you got to get going a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was super cool. They've been around since pretty much day one. So
For sure. It's been
yeah,
awesome.
I know, it's been good. So Nikki, how did that all come about? Just you finding, because obviously Alex was here for the summer trying to get in shape for soccer, and you were just trying to get him out of the house a little bit because you didn't want to. You just got sick of him.
Exactly. So I figured he could use a little something different. And I saw your ad on Next Door Lawrenceville, so I was like, 2 weeks for free. Why don't you give it a shot?
Yeah, we don't do that anymore.
What can it hurt? It was the very beginning. Very, very beginning.
Anything to get people in the
a
door.
mile down the road. So I was like, yeah, go check it out. See how it is. And definitely got him out of the house for a week.
And then Alex dragged Nick here.
Yeah, pretty much. I think at the time I was going to a different gym, just like a box gym out by where I was working in Canonsburg. And Alex was like, hey, it's free. You know, Nikki's like, get out of the house, Nick. You know, putting on some winter pounds. So, so I just, was like, I might as well try it. It was free at the time.
It was
No longer
not
the case.
more people.
Yeah, no longer the case. But it was free at the time. I was like, hey, I might as well give it a shot. Yeah, I haven't looked back since, obviously.
And you were not into CrossFit at all before.
No,
you started.
I wasn't.
CrossFit
I'm
hater.
Yeah, so I was kind of a hater a little bit, mostly because of the way some people act on social media, right? But I am the type of person to give everything a try at least once, so I figured, I might as well. And if I hated it, then I can continue hating on it. But that wasn't the case. So, yeah, I drank the Kool-Aid.
You drank the Kool-Aid. So when Nick and Alex were coming back, like for their first week of CrossFit, particularly Nick, because Alex is like an in shape teenager.
Yeah, he's got like
so
20
he wasn't.
abs somehow.
He was 20 abs. He wasn't even that sore. But was Nick just like rolling around the house? Was he making you bring him breakfast in bed because he couldn't get out?
Yes. And he still is to this day.
Yes,
Nothing
that
has
is-
changed.
It has that aspect has not changed.
Old habits just die hard. But when so like that first week, looking back, do you remember like how you felt or like how like your perception on CrossFit like started to change a little bit?
Yeah. I mean, I was just beat up like I never had before. I mean, I was going to some classes at the other gym, mostly just working out on my own. And as you know, when you do that, you like just half-ass it. Can I say that on here?
Yeah, you can.
All right. So, you just look at your phone half the time. So obviously it wasn't going hard. So, coming in here and have somebody staring at me the whole time. I think there were plenty of times where I was the only person.
It was just you
and
and me.
you were just staring at me. So obviously that puts a lot more pressure on you to continue to go and push, and make you proud.
Yeah.
So,
Don't disappoint
so
me.
yeah, but I think when I started, you only had maybe three classes a week. Or
we didn't even have like a 5:30 a.m. class. It was just like 6:30.
No, I think it was like 6:30.
I was not ready to get out of bed yet.
Yeah. So that was actually good because I think the problem with a lot of people when they get into a gym or, start going is they try to like jump into it too quick, right? I couldn't do that because you only offered like classes 3 days a week. So it just worked out really well for me that I had that built-in rest day. I couldn't really force it more than that. But yeah, I just remember being like, oh my God, this is so hard and I'm so sore. In
a good way.
In a good way, yeah, for sure. And I still think both of those things, but it's kind of addicting. We can talk more about that later, but I get super angry if I don't get in here to work out. So it is kind of addicting.
Well, it's got to be easier too now that Nikki has joined you with the morning classes. I mean, you've tried almost everything here. Like your times just like dropping in with Nick and then doing Just Get Fit. And then have you done a row fit class yet?
No, I haven't done the row
but
one.
You've done Suspend Fit. And now you're into CrossFit almost full throttle.
Yeah. So it kind of started with the Saturday classes because I felt like those were a little more casual and laid back. And usually there was a partner aspect. So
just make Nick do all the work.
Yeah, exactly. So I could kind of get by with that. But then after dabbling in that for a while and then getting into Just Get Fit, coming in the morning with Nick was a way I knew I could get my workout in with no excuses. Like if work went longer than expected or traffic was bad, like at 5:30 in the morning, that's just not an excuse.
And you'd been doing like a bunch of yoga beforehand in like some boot camp classes. Like what had you been doing before CrossFit?
Mostly yoga, but I had known Megan from another studio.
Megan Cherry.
Yes.
Shout out to Megan.
So I was very familiar with her style of workout and had done those types of circuit training with her a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
So.
Very cool. So like now that you're almost like a year into it, like have your goals changed since like first starting out? I mean, you were always like even pretty active beforehand. Like you played basketball a ton.
Yeah. So, I think I never really thought about just getting stronger. I was mostly in it just to stay active. I really like playing basketball, so that was just literally I just want to. Yeah. So goals were like, look good at the beach. I'm still working on that one. Being pale and being a ginger, it's not easy to look good at the beach, but that's a goal. Beach body 2017 in the works.
Keeps pushing back.
Every year it goes back.
Yeah, it just keeps getting pushed back, but we got to have goals. But I never really thought about like getting stronger. I just thought about just trying to stay, I don't know, or get lean, I guess, and maintain a decent weight for my height and whatnot. But now, like, I think my goal is just to continue to progress and get stronger and stronger. It's awesome being able to track. That's another thing I like about CrossFit. And I know there's lots of apps to do that, but I wasn't really doing that before joining CrossFit, like actually tracking my progress.
Because we kind of force you to.
Yeah, you do. You force it on us. And that's a good thing for sure, because then, when you do hit a PR, I mean, it's awesome. I don't really do the Bethany thing where I jump and take myself
do a cartwheel
and like hug my rip boyfriend and stuff. But I do get happy inside, and then that motivates me to go forward. So that's pretty much just continuing to get better.
So I haven't asked you this, Nikki. Like, what made you kind of just want to like take the leap into the regular CrossFit classes? Just because you'd been not on the outskirts, but like just kind of like you said, dabbling in it a little bit, and then like you're just like, I might as well go all in with it.
Yeah, I don't know the exact moment that I decided to commit to it more, but I think part of it was I knew it would be something that Nick and I could do together, especially in the morning, because our schedules are pretty crazy and like we don't see each other a lot. So knowing that we could kind of have that in common was one piece of it. And then once I started doing the 5:30, like he said, I kind of got addicted to it.
Yeah.
And if I don't do it, it makes me feel
like so tired during the day.
I think a big part of it
it's true.
is she was slightly intimidated by it as well, especially like the barbell aspect of CrossFit. And so obviously with yoga and boot camp, it's all, body weight and whatnot. So I know at home she talked about like being like a little bit afraid of that aspect. And so just, I think she just took the leap and was like, I'll try it, starting with smaller weights.
Yeah, I guess that's the good thing about CrossFit. You can always scale. There's always a fit option too. So
hey, Chris. Chris Cornell just walked in there, buddy.
Chris Cornell in the building.
So yeah, knowing that you can always scale makes it very, very easy to handle, I think.
And I think like for you and for Allie, my fiance, Just Get Fit was like a very nice segue. Thanks, Chris. Into CrossFit as well. You know, one, just kind of like being in the same place, being able to see it, like getting that intensity from the boot camp class a little bit. But then I think that she was a little bit intimidated by barbells at first, you know. But then like once you get into it and you're like, oh, you don't have to lift anything heavy. We have barbells that are super light, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I want to use those.
Yeah, right. I still use those all the time. But it's been good. I mean, for Nick, seeing like how much like his movements progressed, like over the past year, like how much better it's gotten, like how much better his squat's gotten.
Oh
like,
man, my squat is night and day. I remember honestly when Laura was here, you know, her trying to get me to get lower on the squat. So I was back squatting. I don't even know how much. Too much to
65
count.
pounds.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
The bar.
But I was literally getting down like this, and my back was killing me.
back.
And then, you know, just from being here and doing some, you know, other stuff at home, yeah, been able to get the booty on the floor.
Booty on the floor. And then you've come in and like have moved pretty well from the get-go, just because, you know, with doing yoga, like you are pretty mobile. So like once you've like learned the technique a little bit, like you're looking good.
Well,
Looking
I'm flattered.
good.
No, I can there's definitely, I have a lot of room to improve for sure. But Derek was really helpful in showing technique and just kind of critiquing every little movement. So I think that he helped a ton.
Yeah.
So
He's good at critiquing.
He's very good at critiquing people. He critiques me all the time.
Yes.
I'm like, I know, Derek.
Yeah.
I just can't.
Yeah.
I would like to. I just physically
Right.
cannot.
Exactly.
But, you know, it's been cool to see, like, your progress and, like, Chris Cornell's progress. I think Chris was, like, probably member number 5 in the door. But, like, you guys have been, like, 2 of the most consistent people coming. Like, that's such a big part of it. Is like,
It really
just
is, yeah.
just coming and knocking out, knowing, like, whether you're tired or sore, anything like that.
Right. Yeah, that's, and, like, consistency, you know, it's like Nikki and I going to the 5:30 a.m. class, we're always like, the hardest part is just getting out of bed. Once we're up, you know, getting to the gym, like that's the easy part, really, you know. So it's just being consistent with getting out of bed, you know.
Actually
But that's
waking up.
never
Yeah,
easy,
actually waking up.
So it's going to be hard at 7 a.m. too. So might as well get up at 5.
It really makes a big difference though if you come regularly. Obviously people have vacations and stuff, but as you know, when you come back from vacation, it is so hard. So
Just to get back into
I
it.
keep that as part of my motivation. If I stop, it's going to be even more hard to get back into it. Yeah, so.
And Nick does get in really bad moods if he doesn't make it to CrossFit. He gets really cranky. So we want to
She's like,
keep...
oh, so that's the issue here.
Just needs
That's
to
the
work
real
out.
That's
issue.
the real
You didn't go to
issue. You didn't get to go to
CrossFit this
CrossFit
Go
today.
to the gym. Get out of here.
That's right.
Looking back, I mean, do you think, like, how do you think your health and fitness would have progressed if you had just, like, continued going to just, like, a regular, like, LA Fitness or Planet Fitness or, like, anything like that?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really think it would have gone anywhere, honestly. I was kind of, you know, looking at magazines, looking at the internet, apps for like specific workouts, and it just, you know, would be good for a week or two, and then it would just sort of die off. And, you know, I'd still stay active, but it's just so easy to like look at your phone while you're in between sets and stuff. And then that just really slows you down. So I honestly don't think that it would have really, you know, I think I would just stayed at whatever I was doing before, to be honest with you. And it's also, you know, it's not easy to keep going like that. I think having the community of CrossFit and have people push you, and, you know, if you don't show up, saying, hey, where have you been, kind of thing.
Yeah.
That obviously helps as well, because the person at the front desk of whatever gym is not going to be like,
I'm like, yeah, just
Doesn't
work your
care.
bro.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think you probably also like saw results from CrossFit. Like you physically are bigger now.
You're so jacked
So-
now.
Oh my
So
God,
huge.
I'm huge. Yeah.
But like, I
Yeah.
mean, you
No, I
probably
definitely
could have
have.
used CrossFit when you were in high school.
Oh yeah.
Like when you look back to those
Were you-
photos and you
Yeah,
got
I
those
was
scrawny arms
so
like grabbing
scrawny.
a rebound.
So scrawny.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I remember like my coach in high school, basketball coach, was like mad at me because he thought I was like slacking in the weight room. And like I was trying, I just literally couldn't put on weight.
Well, especially like, as a high school kid who's like 6'2", 6'3", like skinny to begin with.
Oh my
like,
God.
I mean, it's hard. Like,
Yeah,
it
is.
doesn't come easy.
And then I remember I worked at a lumber yard in high school, or in between high school and college, and I put on like 20 pounds just by throwing around wood.
Yeah, timber.
Yeah,
trees,
yeah.
lifting up
Timber.
trees and just tossing them.
Yeah.
But
Anyway.
I guess I'm saying like seeing physical results is a motivation, I would say.
Oh,
for
most
you.
definitely.
For sure.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't come quick, obviously, and it's different for everybody. But yeah, being able to see like some definition, or see the fruits of my labor, if you will, that definitely helps keep me going for sure.
Good.
And then I notice when I don't work out and I start to get some love handles back a little bit, I'm like, okay, I need to get back at it.
Nikki notices more than
Yeah, she does.
I need to
She gives me a little squeeze.
Yeah. No words, just squeezing a look and
Yeah.
walks away.
And a look
Shit,
like-
I gotta go.
It's time. Time to go to Arsenal.
Well, excellent. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys coming on. This is
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah. Is there anything else
Thanks
you
for
want
the
to say
ginger jokes.
about how awesome? You're welcome.
I wish you had more.
I know. The other ones, they weren't that good. They really weren't.
I can't believe you just so freely throw out the G word, though. But
I mean, Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
All right,
Thanks
guys.
for
Until next
everything.
time.
All right, bye.
Thanks for tuning in. If you want to take your health and fitness to the next level, head over to arsenalstrength.com and sign up for a free no sweat intro. See you next week.